Dang, I like that intro Carl did. How's the mic sound, guys? Brand new mic. Does it sound like I've got it cued in okay? Give me some feedback here. Are we reverbing? Are we clear? Are we concise? Are we feeling good? It's a very improved mic, but I'm worried about how it's going to work. So, guys, this is how you know I live in Vegas. I was outside planting a palm tree. Yes, that's what I was doing. I was planting a palm tree. Outside planting a palm tree, and I'm listening to CHGO's interview with Ben Johnson. They're down to the owners meeting is what's going on. A lot of people haven't realized that right now. I should get the calendar back out. In fact, I need to do that because next week they can now meet with Ben Johnson. He talked a little bit about that in there. If you want to just go listen to that, I'm not going to try to summarize that whole interview. That interview was good. It was great. You know, earphones in, planting a palm tree, doing my thing. And there's one thing Ben Johnson said that stuck out that I can't stop thinking about in my head. And it goes back to what Ryan Poles said before. The quote I put just behind this thumbnail, this screen, the approach is the same. Really, there's a great opportunity to grab a prospect at 10. But if there's an opportunity to trade back, we can still grab a great player in the end of the, or in the first round. Doesn't say the end, in the first round. I've been thinking about that ever since Ryan Poles said that. And then Ben Johnson says this. So I don't want to show it to get copyright striked, but this is from the interview with CHGO. And I'm only taking a small excerpt. And I do recommend you all go listen to that interview with CHGO because it was a really good interview. But I'm going to go ahead and play this. Let's go back to the beginning of it and just listen to one key thing I pulled out. And yes, I'm stretching here. I'm grasping at straws. But I feel like it does actually mean something.
How much of you, the tight end position, watch Tyler Warren? Because when I've watched his film, I'm just thinking, and Ben Johnson must be thinking about all the different ways he could use this guy.
He's the definition of a football player.
Yeah.
And, you know, we did a cool little exercise a couple weeks ago with Ryan and Ian and Jeff King was in it, myself, and also the coordinators. So we had Dennis and we had Declan, and we watched a number of the call it 20 to 30 of the top prospects in this
20 to 30.
Tyler got up there, and to me, what I'll always remember is...
All right, that's it right there. That's just it. All right, it's nothing spectacular, and you might listen to that and think, well, you know, he's just talking. Oops.
Dennis Allen.
You remove, you add. There we go. All right, so here's Tyler Warren. They're talking about Tyler Warren. So now that's the big buzz today. I've been talking about Tyler Warren for a while, and I think it's a very good possibility. Talks about how he's a gadget player. You know, I did my video on him. In fact, I'll link that into the description of the video here when we're done. I don't have it linked yet, but I'll link that in there. Tyler Warren, I had projected as, around 7 to 15th in the draft. I kind of thought the Colts were kind of the front runner for him. Well, Tyler Warren announced that the Jets, the Bears, and the Colts are taking top 30 visits with him. So the Bears are clearly interested. I do believe the Jets are going to go ahead and snag him at 7, pair him up with Justin Fields. I think that's the route they're going to go. And then they'll go an Ariante Ursary or a offensive tackle, Josh Connerly, in the second round. That's what I think the Jets are going to do. And then we'll grab Ollie Gordon. Yes, Sam, we'll grab Ollie Gordon. So, but with what he said, what Ben Johnson just said right there, listen to that one more time with what he says here.
About how much of a headache it would be to go against a player.
When I've watched his film, I'm just thinking, and Ben Johnson must be thinking about all the different ways he could use this guy.
He's the definition of a football player.
Yeah.
And, we did a cool little exercise a couple weeks ago with Ryan and Ian and Jeff King was in it, myself, and also the coordinators. So we had Dennis and we had Declan, and we watched a number of the call it 20 to 30 of the top prospects.
20 to 30 of the top prospects. 20 to 30. They didn't watch, and I know they're doing due diligence, guys. I know I'm stretching here, but when I listened to that and I listened back again, I was like, they're listening to 20 or 30. They're not listening to 10 or 15. They're not watching this film on 15 to 20, say one of these. They're looking at 20 to 30. If we trade back and we pick up, so if Ashton Genty's gone and Tyler Warren's gone and our main maybe 3 or 4 guys that we like are gone, and so now you've got to have a trade partner. We've talked about this over and over again. I'm sorry, I do look a little sweaty. I'm out there burying bodies. I'm burying tree bodies. Planting a palm tree really means burying one of your enemies. Who knows how many bodies are out in the desert or in Lake Mead? That's the lake near here. And there's I can tell you guys stories about the history of Vegas and the mafia and how it was founded. But I'm listening to that and he says 20 to 30. Why would you look at that many of your top prospects unless you're legitimately open to trading back? I think the Bears are all in. And one of the big reasons I like the idea of them trading back, and I've shown this before. Oh, we got to remove this one from the whole screen. Get out of here. Remove from the studio. Add to the stage. Sam L. Man, you're always too much, my man. Too much, my man. Sam L. with a super chat, $10 super chat. He's referring to Ollie Gordon. He's using code words. The writing is on the wall. I love it. I love it. All right, so let's stop here. I've gone over the top 60 visits at the combine. One night, I just stayed up all freaking night and I repeatedly just scoured interviews looking for additional spots where the Bears, might have met with people from the combine. And then I picked up all these extra ones. The stars are ones they met with at the combine that are potential top, first round draft picks. Armand Membu probably going around or before where the Bears are. Gray Zabel later. Kelvin Banks later. Tyler Booker later. Will Campbell right around where the Bears would normally pick. Josh Simmons probably going later. Will Johnson probably going later. Ashton Genty probably going before the Bears. Omarion Hampton later. Tyler Warren right around Bears time. Mike Green later. James Pierce later. Shamar Stewart later. Michael Williams. Walter Nolan later. Mason Graham probably before the Bears. There's a lot of options here that the Bears are meeting with where they're not just looking at one singular spot and saying, this is our pick at 10. We're stuck at 10. Even with what Ryan Poles said, if an opportunity comes, we can pick. And the reason I like this is, so here's the top 30 visits for those who haven't seen the update here. And then above them, I put the consensus draft pick. But here's the Bears' needs that we've gone over and over again. So you see the picks on the right, 1, 2, 2, 3, 5, 7, 7. Those seventh rounders, that fifth rounder, those are kind of going to be developmental guys that you don't have to have. I would kind of think we'd take our offensive tackle there at the fifth or seventh round. Holland Pierce is who I really like there. But some of these, there's a number of them that I think need to be premium picks, first, second, third round picks. And I'm circling those ones. These are ones that I think should be premium picks because they're going to make an impact this year. So running back, tight end, defensive end, nose tackle, left guard. We need those to be premium picks, guys that we need to hit on. We've got right now 1, 2, 3, 4 premium picks, 10, 39, 41, and 72. If we trade back from 10, say we go to 18 and pick up 51 from the Seahawks. This is just an example, but we trade far enough back that we pick up a second rounder, or we just trade back far enough, say with the Colts at 14, that we pick up their third rounder. Then we have a first, 2 seconds, and 2/3 that you can fill all 5 of those spots that are kind of dire spots this need that we have to. Then the fifth round, you can pick up your linebacker where you can find a really good linebacker in the fifth round usually, then pick up a cornerback or a safety or an offensive tackle with those seventh rounders. It just makes, if I'm sitting in the Bears war room and I'm looking at that just screams too much potential. The only thing that's going to screw that up is if someone falls that we wouldn't normally think would fall, maybe a Mason Graham, from this list they were meeting with right here. If Mason Graham falls to us at 10, how do you pass that up? If Tyler Warren falls there and Ryan and Ben Johnson just talked as highly as he did about Tyler Warren, maybe they do snag him at 10, and then maybe you could trade back from 41 to 48 and pick up a late third rounder. Or early fourth rounder. I don't know. But I really, man, with what he was saying, the way that he worded that, looking at the top 20 or 30, they're open to trading back. I really think the trade back, I keep talking myself out of it. Into it, out of it, into it, out of it. Kenny Grant there at 10. San Francisco is narrowed in on Kenny Grant. Some of you guys are saying that he's not going until the second round. San Francisco has openly said they're very interested in Kenny Grant. And they basically cut all their defensive tackles. They are looking to go defensive tackle. If Walter Nolan's not there, or if Mason Graham's not there, they could be going Kenny Grant or Walter Nolan. I mean, those at 11, that's very possible for the Niners. So don't be thinking Kenneth Grant's too early. I just don't know. You guys tell me in the comments. Appreciate you guys tuning in. What's up? Alex is my name. Tom G, Gavin Southgate, Justin Vanderslam, Dave S, Antmus, man, all you guys. What do you guys think? Do you think I'm out on a ledge here? Do you think I'm reaching at straws too much? I really feel like this does tip what the Bears are thinking when he says 20 to 30 prospects. If you're picking at 10, why are you looking at 20 to 30 prospects? And you could easily just say, oh, we're looking at the top 50 prospects because we've got one at, 39 and 41. So we're going to look at these top 50 prospects. One of them might fall. One of them might we not go early. We got together in a group with the main guys, me, Ian, Dennis Allen, all these main, Declan, all these main guys got together in a group and they watched film on the top 20 to 30. I'm reaching. I know I'm reaching, guys. I'm reaching at straws there. But when he says something like that and he doesn't say top 10 to 15, not 15 to 20, I can understand that because maybe it's someone 15 to 20. Yeah, we want to get them a little bit early. We feel the need to draft them a little early, but 20 to 30, I really feel like that is indicating they could easily trade back. When you combine that with what they're meeting with at the top 60 visits at the combine, how many stars there are, those are all first round prospects. Mason Graham, Walter, all these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 first round prospects they met with at the combine. I mean, those are it's not just the top 10 guys there. This is a wide variety of players that fall right into that spot, that fall into where the Bears could trade back. So I don't know. This isn't going to be a long one. I was out planting a tree, didn't want to record a video, edit it, bring it all together, decided just to go live, jumped in, made a thumbnail, went live. I really feel like him saying that indicates an idea that they might be pushing to trade down, but you've got to have a partner. You've got to have someone that is going to meet you halfway and go with you on there. Trade down unless your special player is there. I think that's what it's going. So Sam L, I appreciate you, man. Save it for Thursday's show or save it for Tuesday's show. But that's really cool of you, Sam. Appreciate you. Is that in your picture? Is that a torpedo bat, Sam? Do you have a torpedo bat there in your picture? I like the trade down. I'm getting sold on the trade down. What teams could you see trading up? It's going to depend on what teams are there. And what players are there. Probably one of your offensive line teams like the Seahawks. The Seahawks need offensive line bad. And if one of those guys is there that they love, they would be willing. There's very few really solid offensive linemen. Armand Membu, Will Campbell, Josh Simmons. So if those guys are all on the verge at 10 and the Bears, say two of those are gone. Say the Patriots and the Jets took two of those. And we're sitting there at 10 and that's why I use the Seahawks, because they want to trade up for that third offensive lineman. Then they'd be willing to trade up. So I heard Kansas City lost an all-pro guard. Wonder where he went. I wonder who snagged him up from him. So, all right, guys, I'm going to end it. This isn't meant to be a long one. I'm just spitballing here. I'm reading the tea leaves, and I really feel like that trade back is a real possibility here. So going to get back to planting my tree. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Until next time, we'll be coming with you with the live tomorrow and then with Carl on Thursday. So appreciate you guys tuning in. Until next time, the Bears. And I am getting itchy, Tom. I am getting itchy. All right, let's get to this. Let's bear down, y'all. Let's bear down. Bear down, sports making Chicago proud.